Like I told you last week, the renovation of the press box is taking too long. All right. Well, you know, that eggplant was very good. Very good. Everybody out. I got eggplant on my mind. Costanza, go get me a couple of calzones right now. Pronto, move it out. Big Stein wants an eggplant calzone. He must have one. Everybody out.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How's it going?
It's going, man. It's going. You were telling me about some exciting events happening in your life, like a plumber just stopped by to install a garbage disposal.
A Connie or Con type was in my apartment. It was actually a leaky faucet.
Ah, okay.
And he came in and he fixed it.
Oh, nice.
Right on the spot.
Starting off with some real exciting news for our listeners here.
Scintillating as always. Very thorough and very suggestive about other things that needed to be worked on in my apartment.
Of course. You need a new Johnson rod in here.
Of course. But when he was under there, he was looking at the garbage disposal as well. I go, is that the Clarkman? He's like, what are you talking about?
Did you really say that?
No.
Oh, God. You're thinking about it, though, maybe.
That would have been really cool if I did. Yeah, it did cross my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, There's no plumber in the Seinfeld universe, right?
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking of the phone guy who stopped by Elaine's apartment where she's like, I could kill you and no one would know.
Kill you and no one would know either. What about Prickly Pete? No.
Slippery Pete. Or no, wait, hang on. Yeah.
Oh no,
Pete.
Prickly Pete is the name of the horse, George's horse in the Hamptons. Yes. Whew. Maybe I didn't get any sleep. Oh, Shlomo! It's Shlomo and Sneaky Pete.
Slippery Pete.
Oh God.
Oh, Sneaky Pete. Oh, I know what you've been watching.
What's that?
It's the show on Amazon with your boy, your Paisano.
Oh, is this trash?
Yeah, I think so. Let's just move on. Well, fortunately, we don't have a huge news segment to talk about at the top of Seincast. Welcome to any listeners. If it's your first time listening, just throw something out to our listeners here, which was something fun I did over the past couple of weeks here. I talked to Bobby on That's So 90s podcast. We talked about Seinfeld for a good hour and a half.
Hey, Bob.
Oh, boy. So I just want to point everyone over to his podcast. If you want to hear a very entertaining and patient host listen to me ramble on and on about Seinfeld for an hour and a half. And then just last night, I recorded with one of our listeners, Chris, and his two friends, Eric and Lou, on a Star Wars podcast called Echo Base, which was a ton of fun because we talked all about the books and the comics and the new movies coming out. And once again, three very patient hosts listening to me ramble on for an hour and a half. So I just wanted to give a huge thanks to those guys on this show and point all of our listeners to their respective podcast. We'll include links in the show notes. But this all brings me to ask you, Vinny, if you were to either jump on someone else's podcast or start another podcast outside of Seinfeld, what would you want to talk about? What is your area of expertise or interest?
Well, my expertise I'm currently doing right now with the Seinfeld podcast. There's nothing else that I feel as confident in to want to showcase. I have my little hobbies and things, drums, guitar, other shows I enjoy watching, but nothing I feel as rock solid as Seinfeld, or at least as I used to feel.
Yeah. The confidence is a huge thing because you can start some of these podcasts and then you realize, oh my God, everyone else knows so much more than I do.
Oh boy.
Why am I
doing so here's an example. When I was doing prerequisites to get into pharmacy school, or to apply rather, I had to take a public speaking course. And I'm like, what can I talk about? Because you want to talk about something you know and you're confident in. And I'm like racking my brain. And then, of course, it hit me. Boom. Seinfeld. So I ended up talking about, I think, the Seinfeld lexicon of how words coined in Seinfeld became part of our verbiage. And I got an A in the class, and I just felt really comfortable up there talking about Seinfeld because it's something I know, something I love. But these other things I love, I just don't. It's more of a hobby. It's not a passion like this is.
Right. Was that a PowerPoint presentation?
It was.
I think I have that in my archives.
Boy. Don't you dare.
No, you sent it to me, I think, a while back. You're like, could you look this over for me? I remember that. I don't know, maybe we can have a special Seincast episode where you give your speech and we can all give you a grade.
I think I'd rather be in the casket.
Well,
so I assume for you it would be Star Wars, right? That's your number 2?
Yeah, probably Star Wars, but I mean, there are just so many Star Wars podcasts out there and so many people out there, like the 3 guys on Echo Base, know so much more than me. It's fun to talk with them, but I don't think either of us could do what we do here on another show or another topic.
Where they whisper into each other, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's very possible. Aside from the podcast, I want to mention one thing here. We will be recording our Season 7 recap on Monday, April 3rd. In case you haven't listened to our previous recaps, we break it into 2 parts. In part 1, we discuss our favorite episodes, characters, and moments from Season 7. We also like to rank our favorite girlfriends and single shots, stuff like that. And then in part 2, we read emails and play voicemails from the listeners.
How long have we been doing this?
30 years. In fact, from now until April 3rd, it's a good time to send us any questions or topics you want us to address on the recap. And they can be about a specific episode or character, the series as a whole, rank our favorite whatever, the podcast, or even non-Seinfeld related questions, whatever you want. Vinny, how can listeners get in touch with us to send us questions and whatnot?
You can email us at seincast@gmail.com, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco, 262-622-6726.
Right on. And we also want to take a moment here to thank listeners who have donated to the show recently and, just help defray the costs of hosting this show each week. If you would like to donate to the show, you can check out our show notes. We have a link there. You can also go to our Tumblr page, and there's a little donate tab. But many thanks to the following listeners: Marcus Lindberg, Eric Lacouture, Andrew Kwiatkowski, Philip Kowick, and Robert Coghill from the Highlands in Scotland. Isn't that something?
Highlands. Oh, I thought Highlands, New Jersey.
No. The other Highlands. The real Highlands. The real Highlander. Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing the 20th episode of Season 7, The Calzone, written by Alec Berg and Jeff Schaefer, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired April 25th, 1996.
Right on. So not much trivia this week. We do have some little bits, though, about the inspiration, where certain characters came from and whatnot. And to kick it off, we're going to throw it to Alec Berg, one of the writers this week, to discuss the inspiration for the tip jar and Paisanos. He doesn't mention it in this clip, but it's based on a Mexican restaurant called La Salsa, which was on Ventura Boulevard across from the Seinfeld offices.
You would spend 16 hours a day locked in your little room, and a lot of times you'd be beating your head against the wall trying to come up with some story idea. How are we going to make this work? How are we going to make this work? And then finally it's like, all right, I got to get something to eat or I'm going to pass out. I've been here too long. And I remember that tip jar thing. We went across the street to a little Mexican joint that was right across the street, and I saw and I put $1 in, and the guy didn't see it. And it was like the 2 minutes that I left that office, I got a story idea.
Isn't that incredible how these stories just sort of, they're in the air?
Absolutely. And it more often than not, it's because it actually happened to you. If you try and be creative and think, what would be a good Seinfeld story? It's most likely not going to go over. But if something happens to you that's awkward or interesting, Larry and Jerry are going to pick up on it. Mm-hmm. I should say, though, there is a Paisanos near where I work, and we have had Paisanos delivered to us from time to time. Sadly, I've never ordered a calzone, so I feel quite ashamed.
Oh my God. Why haven't we been to Paisanos yet?
We'll get it next time you come.
Okay.
And then I also like that La Salsa was the inspiration for the storyline because it is the number one condiment in America. So, again, always relating back to our Seinfeld roots.
Yes, very good. So we've got two notable guest stars this week. I don't have the actors' names in front of me, but you got Todd Gack and Nicki. The name Todd Gack is, I think, one of the greatest Seinfeld names. Everyone remembers this one. Mm-hmm. The name actually came from a friend of Alex, who told Susan. So once again, Todd Gack pulled from real life here.
Matt, the name of the actor is John DeQuino.
Ah, that's right. He plays this role so straight and so serious.
He does.
You don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Is this a date? Is it?
Yeah. Is he ignorant, silly, stupid, or is he just a genius when it comes to dating? Mm-hmm. I always confuse when I hear Todd Gack. I sometimes will picture Hal Kitzmiller, the actor who plays Hal Kitzmiller.
Oh, really?
So these, for some reason, maybe because of these unique names that Kramer has a fascination with. But I always interchange these two actors. But now I got John DeQuino is my Todd Gack.
There you go. Now, probably the coolest bit of trivia this week comes from the character of Nicki, played by
Danette Tays.
Okay, I'm not very familiar with her. I have a feeling she doesn't really have a huge IMDb page, right?
6 credits.
Okay, there you go. Would you like to explain what happened between Alec and the actress who played Nicki?
Yes, so Danette Tays, or Danny Tays as she's otherwise known, came in and read for this role for Nicki. She got the part, and Alec was, somewhat enamored with her. And earlier on in the season, he and Jeff Schaffer had written some jokes for the Oscars, so they got some tickets. And sure enough, Alec Berg asked Danny Tays if she would accompany him to the Oscars. She said yes, and then they talked, back and forth on the phone. And there was never a mention that Danny Tays had a boyfriend. So when Alec Berg goes to pick her up, there's this dude there. And he's a photographer, and he's taking pictures of only her, not Alec Berg. And then the coup de grace was when they were saying goodbye to each other. This photographer dude kisses Danny Tays on the lips. And so Alec's thinking, what the hell? Who is this dude there? So, of course, they go back to the offices on Monday, and he's telling this story, and that became the storyline for the dude of the Summer of George episode.
Yes. Isn't that incredible? I love that.
Yeah. It's and that storyline is plucked. It's verbatim what happened to Alec Berg. I love it.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Jerry!
What was that dude's name?
Lyle?
Lot to talk about this week. We have plenty of trivia to discuss scene by scene. So what do you say we get started, Vinny?
Have you noticed that every little place you go into lately has that tip jar on the counter? What is the service that this tip is for, anyway? I mean, isn't the man basically just turning around? Isn't that really all it is? I think we're tipping people now just for the absence of outright hostility. Thanks very much. And here's a little something extra for not taking my head and smashing my face through the glass countertop. Really good service here.
This was a good bit in the 90s, and it's still relevant today, I would say. I got to say, when I do go to these places, coffee shops or, little things like that, if I do put $1 in, I do make it a point to, wave it around like George, at least so they know. Because it is nice to get the gratitude for putting $1 in.
Of course. Now the question is, does the person on the other side judge you if you don't?
If I don't put it in?
Yeah, because think about if you're the one serving the coffee or whatever. You're seeing so many people during the day. Mm-hmm. I'm sure most of them don't tip.
Yeah.
It's probably not like...
I used to sling coffee, and I never was offended that people didn't put money in, but I was definitely grateful for the ones that did.
Of course.
And those are the ones that I would remember, and, if they came back in, I'd try and...
Good point.
Go the extra mile for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is something I still struggle with today, and we might have talked about this on an earlier episode, but, I kind of have rules where it's like, if someone is literally just turning around, pouring coffee, and just handing it to me, chances are I probably won't tip.
Okay.
But if I order something and I sit down and they bring it to me, without a doubt, I'll tip. It's all
that
about
makes
that
sense.
counter. It's like if they leave the counter or if they have to prepare something like
Right.
an
Now-
artisan.
My local coffee shop that I take you to sometimes, there's a guy that works there, and he's like I'm his regular. He's my regular guy that waits on me.
Yeah.
So I usually tip when I see him there because like we've got this little rapport. My question to you is, when you go to a pizza takeout, if you ever get it to go, or any place, do you tip on a to-go order? Because everybody's preparing in the back, they're doing all the same stuff, but something psychologically feels different about to go.
Yeah, that is a tough area.
I feel like that should be delved into in a Curb episode this season.
That's a tough one, man. What do you
I used
say?
to not do it, but now I've gotten into the habit of putting something down.
Sure.
Like you always tip a delivery guy, you always tip when you go in a restaurant, and I do cafes, but the takeout is the one that still vexes me.
I think in that situation, I would only do 10%.
Yeah, I think that sounds appropriate.
But scintillating as always. Let's start with the first scene of the episode. We're at Yankee Stadium. We're in the conference room. Interesting setting here, mainly that Steinbrenner is running this meeting, right? There's no Wilhelm.
Stein.
Yeah, Big Stein at the head of the table. George brings up a familiar issue here. It's the stadium's bathroom stall doors. Maybe they could extend the doors all the way down to the floor.
All the way to the floor. What are you out of your mind? Just suffocate in there. How fabulous is this callback to 18 episodes prior in the postponement when George and Susan had this initial argument? Fabulous.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a fantastic idea. Yeah, I love this stuff. I always wonder if these kind of callbacks are put in by writers, I don't know, to kind of like make Larry and Jerry happy, or at least be like, oh, this is a good joke, because it's one of mine.
I would imagine so. This is like the new generation of Seinfeld writers, and they came in being fans of the show. Mm-hmm. So I think they picked up on Larry and Jerry's love of continuity. We always love the Schaefer and Berg episodes, so I would assume they're doing this for love as well as trying to appease the boss.
Of course. But as Steinbrenner is ranting about, oh, you'll suffocate in there, he notices George's calzone for lunch, and he's floored. What's in this thing?
Cheese, pepperoni, eggplant?
Eggplant, that's all of a thing. That's one of my favorite trivia questions as a bonus question. Like, what are the 3 ingredients? And everyone always gets cheese and pepperoni. Very few people remember the eggplant. That's
a tough
key.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And that wouldn't be the first time that George said eggplant in Seinfeld.
I'm an eggplant. No, that's a good question. How many times does George say eggplant? Anyways, you can see the pride on George's face that Steinbrenner praises his lunch, so much so that he can't focus on the meeting anymore, and he kicks everyone out and makes George go get him a calzone.
Favorite part, though, is we didn't hear, but he's still chewing, and he's trying to get back into the rhythm of the meeting, but he says, okay, a little jealous now. And I do find that pops out sometimes in everyday conversation.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Oh, what are your thoughts on calzones? Are you a fan, or would you rather
they're
take
great.
a pizza?
Oh, I'm a pizza guy, hands down. But when I have had calzones in the past, I have enjoyed them. My mom used to make homemade ones, so big fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on, you're Italian. That must be like...
That's right. The plumber today, he heard my name, and he goes, everybody does this when they hear me, when I introduce myself. He goes, oh, Vinnie. And he does the hand gesture, the Italian. And he's like, do you hear this a lot? The jokes. I'm like, yeah. Dad's in the mafia. My cousin Vinnie. So... But it was a good time.
Oh, boy. Do you pronounce it calzone, like in normal conversation?
No.
Okay. All right, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Elaine is looking at movie times and tells Jerry about this guy she's having dinner with, Todd Gack. He lost a bet to her that Dustin Hoffman was in Star Wars.
Dustin Hoffman in Star Wars? Short Jewish guy against Darth Vader? I don't think so.
And it's very appropriate that I was recently on a Star Wars podcast because I got to mention this quote, and I think this is the only Star Wars reference in the entire series.
Really?
Can you?
No Luke. Princess Leia.
Just thought of one that I'm not going to tell you about. You have to figure it out all on your own. I could give you an episode if that helps.
Sure. I will take the lifeline.
The beloved episode, the Puerto Rican Day.
Does it have to do with the laser pointer?
It does. Not a lightsaber, though. Think of something...
No, I'm thinking of explode like the Death Star,
boom,
something like that.
There it is.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, nice. Here's a trivia question for you. What is Todd Gack's occupation?
Oh, it's fabric wholesaler, which is so odd, right? Like, why have that in here?
Well, it makes for a good trivia question. Yeah. Well, I guess it makes sense because Elaine's in fashion. That's how she met this guy.
Oh, good point. Of course. Well, Jerry thinks there's something funny about the bet, betting that Dustin Hoffman was in Star Wars, especially that the loser has to buy dinner, but... He
gives her a little look while he's walking into the kitchen.
Yeah, he gives it he leaves it there for now, but we'll of course come back to it. And Kramer enters one of the most classic entrances. How would you describe this thing?
Well, you've seen it in every single Seinfeld montage or musical portion of the show.
I hear Michael Jackson in my head. Yeah, he's overcome with satisfaction coming out of the dryer with this brand new warm shirt. Yes, and he's kind of doing, I don't know.
He's electric.
Mm-hmm. We get a little setup here for Jerry's plans with his girlfriend, Nicki.
Oh, yeah, she's a beauty.
She's quite bold as well.
Oh, bold and beautiful.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with trivia this week, but can you think of the other bold and beautiful reference?
Kramer leaves the door open because he was watching Bold and the Beautiful. And Jerry's apartment gets robbed.
Mm-hmm. You got it. We're going to cut over to Steinbrenner's office here. George is having lunch with Big Stein at his desk, both holding calzones, when Steinbrenner gets a phone call from someone named Watson, who... I don't think we ever meet Watson, do we?
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell.
Well, they're talking about some lost and found, and Steinbrenner shuts down that idea. We're not having a lost and found at the stadium. If people can't hold on to things, that's their tough luck. But George interrupts, and he says, hey, hang on. This could be a good idea.
You like the lost and found, George?
Definitely. And wouldn't you know it, Big Stein changes his mind and tells Watson, all right, let's do it.
But there's got to be a time limit. We're not running a pawn shop here.
George is just loving this, right? He's rubbing elbows with the boss here. It's just a huge move up for him. A few notes, though, in the scene. I hate how that piece of eggplant is, stuck to George's cheek.
Of course.
Oh, it's
We've discussed George's poor eating habits, though, which kind of makes sense. I think we actually forgot to mention this. Remember when he's a ravenous eater of the pasta and the bread?
That's right.
Twice we recounted that.
But as Steinbrenner points out, the pita baka prevents it from dripping. So it's kind of a clean food in a sense.
Yeah. And it's all gone. You eat it with your hands. Nothing left to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
There was some additional dialogue as well that Steinbrenner was going to add in, saying, you notice I haven't taken a sip yet? Referring to his soda. And he said, I like to save my soda for the end. Which is kind of similar to him eating a Hostess cupcake. He likes to turn it upside down, eat the cake part first, frosting second, because it's almost like a dessert.
Yeah, very good. I think that's something we can all relate to, especially if I'm eating French fries and a burger.
I'm a 1-in-1 to ratio biter. Burger, fry. Okay.
Next scene, we're at the Paragon, Vinny. Jerry and Nicki run into Elaine and Todd Gack in line here.
Oh, of course, Todd Gack. Who'd you bet was in Star Wars? Sammy Davis Jr.?
So Elaine and Todd are going to see a classic here, a Blame It on the Rain, since the movie they wanted to see, Means to an End, is sold out. But that's not going to stop the other couple. Jerry sends Nicki to the ticket counter, even though there aren't any more tickets.
We'll see.
And Todd tells Jerry, hey, I'm going to Montreal tomorrow. They sell these Cubans up there dirt cheap if he's interested. And Jerry is. In fact, he thinks, hey, that would be a really nice gift for George's wedding. And very important here, Todd says, all right, I'll buy them, and then I'll give them to Elaine to give to you. And this is when Nicki joins the group with 2 tickets to Means to an End. All she did was talk to the manager.
Enjoy. Blame It on the Rain?
How did she do it?
She's got a quality.
Yeah.
She's got a female Kavorka thing going on.
Yeah, definitely. I don't see it in this scene, but in a later scene, I don't know if it's the lighting or whatnot. I can see how hypnotic her voice, her eyes are, But 2 new movie titles here. Means to an End, Blame It on the Rain. Any theory on what the movies are about?
I feel like Means to an End may be a prequel to The Other Side of Darkness.
Yeah, it seems like some kind of like Oscar contender or something like that. You lump it in with Immediate Heart, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, all those kind of movies. Blame It on the Rain, though, sounds like a horrible, like, I don't know.
Popcorn movie.
Yeah, exactly. Some dumb comedy. Not a classic like Sack Lunch, but
Yeah.
I wonder if most of our listeners think of the Milli Vanilli song.
Is that a song? I'll be damned.
Blame It on the Rain. I don't know if it was an album of theirs, but it's definitely one of their songs. Also, I noticed in the background, some of the posters, they haven't changed since earlier in the season. Like it's still, still Forget Paris and Year of the Comet. They haven't updated them.
Oh, maybe they were re-released in theaters because they did so well.
Of course, yes. That big hit, Forget Paris.
Now, we should note that originally Means to an End, which is a fictional movie, was originally titled Iron Fist in the script.
Oh, my God. That's up there with Firestorm, Death Blow.
Completely different movie now. Let's talk about some of these actors. Danette Tays plays Nicki. This is her first acting credit. She only has 6 in total, last one being in 2006. But she was mostly in single episodes of TV series. And she was also in a Guns N' Roses video called Don't Cry.
I would need to hear that song to...
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one myself.
You know, Axl Rose is from my hometown.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's like our only celebrity.
Pretty cool. And then we have John DeQuino, who plays Todd Gack. He was a series regular on Sequest 2032, 2 episodes of Dexter, and a few episodes on Third Rock from the Sun.
Okay, yeah, it's always a shame. Some of these actors I want to see like in recent stuff, but you know, there's only so many roles out there.
Bring them back to Curb, man. Anybody who was on Seinfeld, I feel like it's fair game. Bring them back to Curb.
These are 2 really good guest stars this week, I think, especially since their roles are so normal. You know, there's something like real quirky about them, but
exactly
very memorable.
And yet they're very memorable. Yes.
All right, next scene, we're at Monk's. George is out to eat with Jerry, and he brags that the Yankees are putting in a lost and found because of him. There's a time limit, but still.
They're really building a utopian society up there.
Yes, and George attributes all of this, his recent success, to the Calzone and getting Steinbrenner hooked. He's having lunch with him every day at his desk now. He doesn't make a move without George.
Boy, with you 2 guys at the helm, the last piece of the puzzle's in place.
Real life Jerry seems to be enjoying himself here.
He does, yeah.
You know, with these little things.
I mean, in all the scenes he's in, though, actually, previously at the movie theater, he likes kind of screwing a lane, and now George.
Also, at the end with the cigars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
One specific line he's really trying to hold back.
Speaking of which, with the cigars, he said it would make a great wedding present for George. Didn't George try and smoke one of the cigars that Susan's father gave him, and he said it made him nauseous?
Oh my God!
So he gave them away to Kramer.
Good point.
So it wouldn't be a good wedding present for George.
Excellent. Oh my God, you are on fire. I'm still blown away by your theory last week that Michael McDonald, Jesse, is definitely the same guy from the softball game, and he remembers Jerry.
I got news for you, Mogambo. I got another theory coming up.
Oh boy! All right,
stay tuned.
Let's cut to a clip here.
So let me ask you a question about the tip cup, because I had a little thing with the Calzone guy there this week. I go to drop $1 in the tip jar, and just as I'm about to drop it in, he looks the other way. So then, as I'm leaving, he gives me a look like, thanks for nothing.
You got no credit.
Exactly. It's like I'm throwing $1 away. I mean, if they don't notice it, what's the point?
So you don't make a habit of giving to the blind?
Not bills.
So, George, remember I was telling you how Nicki always gets whatever she wants? We're at the movies last night. It's sold out. Nicki goes and talks to the manager. Right in.
Beautiful women. You know, they get away with murder. You never see one of them lift anything over 3 pounds. Do whatever they want, whenever they want to. Nobody can stop them.
She's like a beautiful Godzilla.
And I'm thousands of fleeing Japanese.
I love that the audience takes a while to catch up to the not Bill's line.
Yeah.
You know, like that little pause.
Uh-huh.
Oh, one of my favorites from this episode.
This conversation between Jerry and George in this subject matter, it seems quite poetic. The way they're attributing women to being Godzilla and George is fleeing Japanese.
Beautiful.
And didn't George go off on a similar rant in the past regarding attractive women in general? He said, you know, is it me or do attractive women just move faster than anybody else in the city?
Yeah, is that the one in the masseuse when he pisses Jody off about
Like they got a motor on their ass.
Oh, I was thinking of it's like you never see an attractive woman getting a speeding ticket. Oh,
that's it.
And that ties into this episode.
See, you've bested me.
It just felt so George because he typically goes on these rants that if Elaine were sitting there, she'd either be like, yeah, we are beautiful, aren't we? Or
Exactly.
she would say, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'd get really upset.
It can go one of two ways.
I love that we get a visual to go along with this scene. You know, a lot of times they plan to do this. You know, there was in the script, we cut to this scene of George talking to the person or Kramer finding the pinky toe, but they just rely on the monologue. And usually the actors can carry it themselves, but I specifically like this flashback.
And I think this one definitely requires a visual aid to see, you know, it's one thing to say, oh, I put up $1 and he didn't see it, but to see the way he just turns at the last second and George misses as that window, you know, perfect.
And that look of disapproval on Antonio, that we'll learn his name is Antonio.
Yeah.
His face it just says it all.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next scene, we are at Jerry's apartment, and Jerry arrives home to find Kramer leaning over his kitchen table, sorting through tons of change, trying to find quarters for the dryer. Why can't he do this on his table?
Because I don't have a table.
Not every day.
I love that when you first come in, the first shot of Kramer, you don't, you know, he's sorting change, but he's got the apple resting on the table with several bites taken out of it. I don't know, like little small things like that just tickle me.
And like, how does he come up with this stuff? Because that was not in the script. That's something that Michael, you know, works into his comedy on set, but that's so difficult to time out a bite or a chew or a swallow.
Yeah.
God, he's so good at it. Well, Elaine enters, and we get this fabulous scene, and we finally understand Jerry's feelings about Todd.
Hey! Hey, so how was Blame It on the Rain?
Hey, thanks for getting us tickets, too.
Let me ask you a question. Was the movie part of the bet?
No, we were both in the mood for one.
You know, Elaine, it's not my way to intrude on the personal lives of close friends.
Oh, is that so?
Absolutely, but I feel I must inform you that what happened last night was more than a simple bet.
What? What are you talking about?
Come on, Dustin Hoffman in Star Wars. He made a bet he knew he was going to lose just to take you to dinner.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, if he wanted to ask me out, why didn't he just ask me?
Because if he doesn't ask you out, he doesn't get rejected. He's found a dating loophole.
I don't buy it.
So what happened after the movie?
Nothing. He walked me home.
To the door?
Yeah?
That's a date.
No, it's not.
But I never walk you home.
That's just because you're a jackass.
I found a quarter. Okay. Anybody want their clothes heated up?
No, thanks.
So how'd you leave it with him?
I'm supposed to meet him to pick up your cigars.
That's another loophole. That's 2 dates without asking you out.
You're crazy.
Crazy like a man.
That Jerry line or reaction, I feel like that one resonates with everybody, and that's like one of the most memorable Jerry reactions of the show.
I think that Alec and Jeff said on the commentary that they included an in all of their scripts, no matter what, and like usually they got cut because it's like, all right, we have to lose something here.
But this time,
I love this Elaine storyline. This is one of my absolute favorites. I love the term dating loophole. I think that's so clever.
That's exactly what it is, and I gotta say it's quite brilliant if that is what Todd Gack is intending.
Mm-hmm. And it just, I don't know, there's fun, there's like paranoia. We don't really know, at least until the end, what Todd is doing. Is he just trying to hang out with Elaine, or is he really trying to have this sneaky date? Or
I got one more bit of trivia for you.
Oh, what do you got?
Did you notice what Kramer came back into the apartment carrying? What he was carrying his change in?
Oh, I didn't even look.
Can I send you a screen grab?
Sure, go ahead. All right, Vinny, I got your email. I am downloading the image. Oh my God, this is brilliant. Kramer comes back into the apartment holding a big tin can of beefarino.
Mm-hmm.
That's
he
awesome.
Overbought. Yeah.
Good eye, man.
Subtle details that it makes, like, I never knew that until I watched this morning. It makes me love this show even more. The fact that they, everybody working took such great care to extend continuity, and here's just one little tiny thing, but it's lovely.
Solid. Nice eye. Well, let's cut over to Paisanos. George is buying the usual order of calzones when he tries to compliment the Italian guy behind the counter. And what does he say? What's his warm-up here?
My last name is Costanza. That's Italian. So you and I are like countrymen. Paisanos!
And George always takes care of his paisanos, starts waving a dollar bill in the air to drop in the tip jar. However, Antonio behind the counter gets distracted at the last minute by someone.
Antonio, fiqua!
Doesn't he say like Christ something?
I tried to figure out what he said, and he says, and again, I took Italian for a year in college, so and I am 100% Italian, but I'm ashamed. But he says something fiqua questo questo miserabile pasto alla ragazza, something like that, but I can't make it out.
You're reminding me of some great emails we got from our listeners. Thanks to everyone who sent this in regarding the doll episode. Remember when Frank goes to Tuscany to talk to Carlo or Giuseppe? And we kind of were just joking around where we're like, what does the guy say? Gazpacho, eh? But he says, I think he says que pazzo, or I don't know how you pronounce it.
Oh, que pacha?
Which means you're crazy. Like, you crazy? What are you?
Oh,
so,
hey. Can I put a request out there to anyone who does speak Italian? Can you please? I love the passion and vigor with which Antonio and the other counter guy speak. Can somebody translate that and give us the Italian as well as the English translation? Because I would love to learn that.
Yeah, for sure. This is from Joseph Gravelli. Hey, maybe he can.
Hey, maybe he and I are paisanos, countrymen.
All right, where were we? Yeah, so Antonio gets distracted. George drops the dollar in the tip jar, but he's annoyed he didn't see it, so he reaches in to get his dollar back when Antonio catches him, and he freaks out, bans him from the pizzeria. Could you make out, this is in English, mind you, what Antonio screams when he pulls the big, I don't know what you call it, the big pizza spatula?
Doesn't he say something like, I break your head or I crack your head open?
I heard, I'll break your head open like a melon.
Okay.
The melon is kind of, under a lot of screaming, but.
So George has now been banned from Paisanos. Mm-hmm. Kramer and Jerry have been banned from Joe's. Correct?
Elaine from the Soup Nazi.
Elaine has been banned from the Soup Nazi. Are there any other bans going on in Seinfeld?
Oh my God, bands are really a big part of the show.
Mm-hmm. And Larry, I think, was banned from a auto mechanic in Curb, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I might have to check the books on any other banning, but that would be a good trivia question too. Who's been banned from the most stores?
Yeah. And speaking of the banner, Peter Alice plays Antonio, the counter guy. Mm-hmm. This actor happens to be a dialect coach, so it's only fitting that he's playing Antonio with the accent.
Oh, nice. He's good.
He's very good. Mm-hmm. His notable films include Encino Man, Spider-Man, and SWAT.
Man. I forgot about this little this bit of trivia here. We're talking about La Salsa being this inspiration for Paisanos. There is a Paisanos in Studio City that was frequented by the Seinfeld writing staff.
Okay.
So Again, not the inspiration, but at least by name. All comes together. Next scene, we're in Steinbrenner's office, and just going to jump right into this clip here.
Is that the calzones, Mr. Steinbrenner?
Oh, beautiful. I'm starving, George.
So, I thought tomorrow, maybe we'd try a little corned beef.
Corned beef, man? I don't think so. It's a little fatty, don't you think?
How about Chinese?
Chinese? No. Too many containers. Big mess. Big mess. Very sloppy. We're going to stick with the calzones from Paisanos. That's the ticket.
I just thought it'd be nice, a little variety.
No. George, let me tell you something. When I find something I like, I stick with it. From 1973 to 1982, I ate the exact same lunch every day. Turkey chili in a bowl made out of bread. Bread bowl, George. You'd eat the chili, then you'd eat the bowl. Nothing more satisfying than looking down after lunch and seeing just a table.
Every single Steinbrenner scene, like Larry is almost the star of the episode this week because his take on Steinbrenner is just perfect.
This might be the episode with the most Steinbrenner scenes in it.
Yeah, a lot of like long-winded monologues he gets. No, too many containers. And I wish that somebody had a camera on him doing these Steinbrenner bits because he had to crack at some point, and just to see Larry crack up, that would just be a nice little cherry on top with these things.
And Lee Baer, who plays the body of Steinbrenner, I wonder, does he have a script in front of him? Has he been clued in on any bits of dialogue, or does he just have to do his best at mimicking the dialogue?
That's a good question. There's a moment on the DVD in the extras section where they interview several actors who are on the show, and you see this guy, and you're like, who is this guy? And it says Lee Baer at the bottom, and he's like, hi, I'm Lee Baer, but you probably recognize me as this. And he turns around and starts doing the typical Steinbrenner hand motions. So, and he recreated it just like that. So I think if you could just wave your hands in a circular motion, that's doing Steinbrenner. But yeah, that'd be a good question to ask him.
Oh boy. All right, next scene, we're outside of Elaine's apartment. Todd walks Elaine back to her place after giving her the Cuban cigars after dinner. And as she's about to enter her apartment, she turns around and asks Todd, was this bet thing just a way of asking her out? I mean, Dustin Hoffman and Star Wars. And boy, does Todd play it straight. We mentioned this earlier. He says it was a legitimate bet, and even when he wonders if she wants to get together on Saturday night, he gets very defensive. Like, why can't two people just go out and do something fun without it being a date?
So I'll see you Saturday.
All right.
Pick you up at 8. Todd Gack.
I think Todd Gack is a very underrated boyfriend.
He is.
I mean, he is kind of one note, but...
Or is he just a friend?
Yeah, who knows?
Oh. And he seems quite innocent until we're going to discover him later.
Mm-hmm. She's two-timing her with that bloodsucker, Nicki. Speaking of which, we're on a country road here somewhere.
She's bawling Eli Cash.
A police officer has pulled Jerry over, and he walks up to the window. Nicki's in the passenger seat, and what's Jerry doing? Yep.
You know what the posted speed limit is on this road?
Gotta be 55.
That's right, it is. You know how fast you were going?
A lot faster than that.
Step out of the car, sir.
Get up.
Can I have your license and registration, please?
Absolutely. Nicki!
Yeah?
Would you mind bringing the officer the registration?
Not at all.
I got you on the radar at 93 miles per hour.
Huh. You must have got me when I slowed down to take that curve, because for a while there, I was doing well over 100.
Officer. Hi. Do you really have to give us a ticket?
All right, Nick. Let's hit it.
I see it here, man. When she's like, do you really have to give us a ticket?
Yeah, the head tilt and the camera angle. It's like you're hypnotized by her.
Yeah, I'm drawn in just as an audience member. Do you see it, or are you like, whatever?
Well, I see the way they've set it up. I don't find her all that hypnotizing. She is a beautiful girl, but I would give her the ticket. But doesn't this seem like one of those transitional, pivot scenes in Seinfeld? We're definitely veering into the zany here. Mm-hmm. The fact that Jerry's dating a girl, like Jerry can go over 100 miles an hour. be pulled over and then have this girl just by looking at an officer like this. You got a nice grounded, realistic storyline of the tipper not seeing the tip, right? But then this one seems like we're veering into season 8, 9 territory. It's gradual in the transition, and it's very good. I love it. But I'm just saying, like, you couldn't pull off a story like this in season 3.
No, I guess not. Especially the idea of Jerry not coming to this realization. Like, he knows this from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when was the first time Jerry realized he could use this to his advantage? And on top of that, the fact that he's okay with it, like he's okay using her, it feels kind of skeezy in a way.
Well, it's similar to him using Laura the lineswoman to be a lip reader.
Oh, see, I think this is different.
Oh, yes?
Like, yeah, he's taking maybe advantage of someone in that sense, but here it's almost like he's prostituting his...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
His girlfriend, in a sense.
He's wearing a Technicolor Dreamcoat this week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, good point.
I'm on board.
This actor who plays the cop always reminded me of John Malika from the Pez dispenser.
Really? John Malika? Yeah, I know. You're talking about.
In my notes.
Yeah, this is Greg Collins, who plays the police officer. He's been in a lot of movies. The Rock, Armageddon, Independence Day, Fast and Furious. I'm done.
Okay, cool. Interesting bit of trivia, too. I thought that they filmed this, outside... maybe near like the fake Central Park. No, this is actually in the studio on set. They just brought in some bushes and put it next to Jerry's car.
This scene in particular, you said Jerry was having fun. This one, he seemed like he was just having a ball, being able to play his character like this.
And so many great lines in there. A lot faster than that.
Yeah. Just even the way, Nicki!
Yes.
Ring the office of registration, please, Absolutely.
All right, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. He arrives home, and there's Kramer sitting in his tank top in front of the fridge. He didn't have any quarters in the dryer, so he's just warming up his shirt in the oven.
I got a shirt going for 10 minutes at 325.
What's wrong with your oven?
I'm baking a pie.
This feels like full Kramer. You know what I mean? Like, there's no debating it. This is full-on Kramer here. Mm-hmm. George gets buzzed up when Kramer checks out Jerry's Cuban cigars, and all it takes is a little taste and a smell for Kramer to realize they're not real Cubans. He should know. He knows real Cubans, right?
Yeah.
And on the box, he reads, Producto de Peru.
I paid $300 for these. I could have got a house in Peru for $300.
And Jerry is upset, understandably. He has to pay Todd $300 just so he can have an excuse to see Elaine again.
It's a nice name, Todd Gack. What is that, Dutch?
I love that line. I love the callback later. Why is it funny, though?
Oh, his name being Dutch?
Yeah.
Of Dutch origin?
Do you have a theory on that? Is it just funny because it is?
It is. We love saying that one.
Yeah. I just never got the joke or what it's.
I believe it was Alec Berg and Jeff Schaefer were saying they always had a fascination with things being Dutch. Wasn't that part of? Didn't they say that in the commentary?
Oh, maybe. Who are the Dutch? Well, the oven goes off and Kramer slides on his shirt. Such a fantastic bit of acting, by Michael.
Yeah,
you really buy that the shirt is warm.
I never really thought of that. I always assumed it was a warm shirt, but the fact that it's room temperature, and he's acting.
Acting without acting.
He's a good actor.
Did you know about this on the Seinfeld set? Apparently, there wasn't an oven. It's behind the counter there. It's just a hole.
See, I heard that as well, but I have to contest because in the Chinese woman episode, when what's her name? Donna Chang tells George that, I'm so sorry your parents are getting divorced. Doesn't he bend down on his knees and open up the oven and stick his head in? He turns on the gas and sticks his head in the oven.
He does, but I don't know if we ever see the door. If you pantomime that and you add a sound effect.
Yeah, maybe. I recall him turning a knob and then I thought he opened a door, but maybe I'm just...
We need to check the videotape. Yeah, but according to Alec and Jeff, there was no oven on set. Yeah. So regardless, though, putting on that room temperature shirt it's pretty good.
And how great is it that Kramer is sitting right by the oven reading a paper, like on a lawn chair?
Mm-hmm. Well, George arrives and he starts ranting about what Steinbrenner is going to do to him now that he can't get the calzones. He fires people like it's a bodily function. And that joke is based in truth, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Steinbrenner fired people all the time.
Bucky Dent. Billy Martin. Buck Showalter.
You didn't hear that from me. Anyways, George can't get someone else to buy them from Paisanos because it'll just be a matter of time until they're having lunch with Big Stein. You know how these inter-office politics work.
I never had a job.
And, Kramer returns with a pair of brown pants to toss in the oven, cooking up some corduroy. And as he sits back with his newspaper, he tells George, hey, Newman raves about Paisanos. He stops by every day since it's on his mail route. So George rushes out while we answer an age-old question. What kind of pie is Kramer cooking?
Huckleberry. And there's an extended, they stay on that shot for longer than you would think, but it makes it funnier that way because Kramer's looking, he's looking. Cut the damn film. But it's pretty funny.
It is tapping into the, as you mentioned earlier, that side of Kramer that like sitting on the front porch, cool glass of lemonade.
Anytown, USA Kramer. Mm-hmm. After Jerry says I paid $300 for these. I can get a house in Peru for $300. Mm-hmm. Kramer says something. Did you pick up on what it was?
No, I didn't.
If I understand correctly, he says, you got rooked, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
What does it mean to be rooked? Like swindled?
Yeah, you got ripped off, maybe.
Never heard that before. Mm-hmm. But that line, anyway.
Very cool.
Yeah. Not interesting.
Well, we don't have a clip to play from this scene per se, but I do have a blooper that I wanted to play because Michael has some trouble getting through the dialogue, and it's always entertaining.
Yep, welcome those in lieu of clips.
There's got to be some way to get back into Paisanos.
Oh, Paisanos, huh? Yeah, it's that place by the stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, you've heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Newman, he raves about it. It's on his postal walk there. He stops by every day.
His postal walk?
That's his postal walk.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, Paisanos. That's by the stadium, isn't it?
What? You've heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Newman, he raves about it. It's on his,
Oh, yeah.
It's funny how it just instinctually kicks in. All right, I just need to go back a few seconds. Mm-hmm. All right, next scene, we're at Newman's apartment, and we get the first scene between George and Newman, one-on-one, in his apartment, and I think the last as well, right?
Yeah, I think.
Does George ever go over to his apartment again?
By himself, you mean?
By himself or with anyone else?
Well, he went there previously to get the...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with
Brewline racket. Yeah.
He was there, but I guess this is the first time it's just the two of them.
It's one-on-one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, here's a fantastic clip.
You certainly are in a bind.
Yeah, and I thought since you go by there every day, maybe we could help each other out.
Let me be perfectly blunt. I don't care for you, Costanza. You hang out on the west side of the building with Seinfeld all day, just laughing it up, wasting your lives.
You gonna help me or not?
All right, I'll help you. I will help you, but I will expect something in return.
What?
Well, for starters, I want a calzone of my own.
All right.
And a slice of pepperoni pizza. And a large soda. And 3 times a week, I shall require a cannoli.
It's steep, don't you think?
You know, I hear that Mr. Steinbrenner can be a bit erratic. I'd hate to see him when he's hungry.
All right.
Do we have a deal?
Just make sure you get them to me by 1 o'clock. He's very regimented about his meals.
I know exactly how he feels. Well, nice doing business with you. Do come again.
Newman's always like the pinch hitter, man. He comes in for 1 at bat, gets a shot, and then he just knocks it out of the park.
Absolutely. And how long has he been sitting on that fork?
Yeah. All of a sudden.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wayne Knight kills it this week. I think this is one of Newman's best episodes. I love the demands.
Speaking of his demands, they were originally longer.
Really?
Newman had extended his terms of the agreement. Box seats, clubhouse privileges, and perhaps a few swings of the bat against David Cohn. But we'll deal with these needs as they arise. David Cohn was a Yankees pitcher at the time.
I love that. I love the idea of Newman, like up to bat.
I would love to see that.
There's a picture of Wayne Knight throwing out the opening pitch at one event.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there was one other bit of dialogue that they cut, which is kind of sad considering what could have been. After Newman is insulting George, I don't care for you, Costanza. You hang out on the west side of the building with Seinfeld all day, just wasting your lives. Additionally, he was going to say, but when there's muck to be raked, all of a sudden, it's, hello, Newman. So he would have been using his own, catchphrase.
Oh, wow. That would have been
Jerry's catchphrase, rather. Yeah.
I like that. Does it seem a little odd how outraged George gets when Newman baits him, saying, I hear Steinbrenner can be a bit erratic. I would hate to see him when he's hungry. He makes that face like, ooh, I got you.
Yeah, well, he's the Lex Luthor to the building.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Even the audience responds, though, like, oh, that's cold.
Yeah. You shut him up, Newman.
Get him, Newman. Get him. Anyways, let's cut over to a restaurant, O'Neill's.
Go, Newman.
Elaine, it's back. Elaine and Todd arrive at this upscale restaurant, and Todd tells the maitre d', gack, party of 4, and right on cue, his parents arrive, and he introduces them to his non-date, Elaine. And we get an act break. We come back after dinner. Todd says goodbye to his parents, and he gives his mom a peck on the cheek.
She's wonderful. This is so well crafted. All the dialogue and these little moments, but job well done to all the writers this week and performers.
For sure.
That Mrs. Gack is played by Jane A. Johnston, and she was in The Witches of Eastwick, Fandango. But if we fast forward to the Summer of George, she is the woman sitting next to Kramer at the Tonys.
Turkey jerky?
If they catch us on camera, you got some explaining to do.
Oh my God. So that means...
Could it be? What do you think?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. Book it.
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
I mean, you could argue that's Mrs. Gack at the Tonys, but that woman, she is done up. She looks a lot wealthier than Mrs. Gack, for sure. But she has that great face. She looks so unhappy sitting next to Kramer. That sour face. Good catch, man. Did you notice that before this episode? Like, is this an old Double Dipper for you, or?
No, this was a new one for me. Still in 2017, I'm still getting little nuggets that excite me, make me love the show even more.
I want to give some props to my buddy Drew, who when I told him about the podcast, he's a big Seinfeld fan. He started texting me, Double Dippers. He's like, "What about these two?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we've already gotten that one. We've already gotten that one." He sent me this one months ago, and I was blown away. So props to Drew for figuring out this one.
Is this Drew, the Winter Me? Talking about Double Dippers?
I'm sorry, but there will be no Winter You. You're a year-round kind of guy.
I'm an original.
Yes. So Elaine calls Todd out, and says, "This was a date, Saturday night, with your parents, unless I'm your sister. This is a date." And Todd gets so defensive, it's not a date, it's a lovely evening together. Where he got to meet my parents. So Elaine just gives up, and as she heads out, Todd says goodnight and moves in for a kiss.
Now what is that?
He's crossing the line here, right?
I don't know what he's doing.
You can keep it going, right? Saying like, no, it's not a date. I'm friends with you. I wanted you to meet my parents, but when you move in for that kiss.
Yeah.
Come on. Next scene, we're at Newman's apartment, and I love these shots whenever it's raining in the Seinfeld universe. I don't know. It always feels very cozy.
Yeah.
And anyways, George makes his way to Newman's apartment to slide the money for the calzones under the door when he hears someone singing inside.
I'm singing. Hello? What's this?
Well, I was dropping off the Calzone money for the week. Shouldn't you be at work by now?
Work? It's raining.
So?
I called in sick. I don't work in the rain.
You don't work in the rain. You're a mailman. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor... It's the first one!
I was never that big on creeds.
You're supposed to deliver my calzones. We had a deal.
I believe the deal was that I get your calzones on my route. Well, today I won't be going on my route, will I? Perhaps tomorrow.
But I'm paying you!
Yes, thank you.
Hey, so we got a George's Newman.
Yeah, another first.
Weren't we talking that previously about, each character has said Newman in anger?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Kramer has said Newman, like, Newman. He's definitely shouted it or been
Newman!
yeah.
Shut him up.
Wayne Knight just hits an 11 here where he says, I believe the deal.
And he outsmarted George because that was the way it was stated. So kudos to you, Newman.
Good point. And right at the top of the clip, too, I love how you hear, I'm singing in the... Hello. Just kind of...
He, you know what? George did say it. He is quite merry, so you can't take that away from him.
For sure. Now, this is really a nitpick, but... apparently on the post office in New York, which is right across the street from Penn Station, where I catch my train, it says neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom. So technically, rain isn't the first one. Snow is. But in theory, it's.
But I like that it's like George in the heat of the moment. He's getting his facts a little bit jumbled because you would think rain would be the first one. That's the more commonly occurring weather pattern, right? So anyway. But go ahead, nitpick away.
Okay. All right, let's just jump down the hall to Jerry's apartment. And he's talking to Nicki about, the cigars. I have to pay Todd $300 for these unless you paid him a visit.
Diabolical.
Does this feel sinister to you at all?
A little. After you said that earlier, now I'm kind of seeing it with that lens.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a new low for Jerry. I mean, I know there's no sex involved here, but it does seem like he's pimping her out,
Cue the pimp music.
Oh, from last week?
Give Jerry the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Well,
cool it, lady. Cool it.
Nicki leaves with the cigars to meet Todd, to talk to him, while George talks with Kramer in his doorway. And, even before Kramer answers the door, do you see the look George gives Nicki?
Yeah, like he's irritated with her. He's never even met her.
It's like, oh, there's one of those beautiful women.
Yeah, just judging.
Mm-hmm.
Judging hard.
Anyways, Kramer agrees to help George out with the calzone issue since Newman is home sick.
Oh, right. It's raining. It's like common knowledge. Everybody knows that he doesn't work in the rain.
Of course. So Kramer has to drop the food off at the stadium at 1 o'clock and tells George, hey, don't worry about any money. I've got 8 tons of change. And we cut to Kramer walking down the street with like a jacket, pockets full of coins, his pants, cargo pants full of coins.
Cargo pants.
It is an odd look for the K-Man.
It's kind of jarring when you first see it, and the writers actually shed some light on that. They needed cargo pants for this scene. How's Kramer going to get the change to Paisanos? And Michael actually opposed. He said, why would Kramer, the character, wear cargo pants? He's only worn, these dress pants, gabardine. Yeah. So they, Schaefer and Berg kind of sat him down, and they said, well, just try on the pants, see what you think. And sure enough, Michael puts them on, and they load him up with the change, and he immediately saw the potential of comedy there, and then he dropped his opposition to wearing the cargo pants.
It's just so... It feels absurd to hear that, but to know you had to have that conversation to reach this.
Well, because I think of like an actor, and again, I know nothing about what it is to be an actor, but they just, okay, this scene, Kramer wears pants. Okay, I'll put on the pants. But Michael, and I think, professional actors will like get in the mind of a character and ask themselves, why would I be wearing cargo pants when I've never worn them before? It doesn't make sense, but it does here.
And Michael, I feel, has a sense of ownership on Kramer more than any of the other actors with their characters.
Oh, yeah. Hey, maybe he got them at Rudy's.
Very possible. And there's that great moment when he starts running and some fall out, right? So he bends over to pick them up, and then even more fall out.
I think he has them in his pocket, his breast pocket as well.
Yeah. He finally makes it to Paisanos, and he's cold and wet. Orders 3 calzones.
Calzone.
Oh, yeah, calzone.
The best. And I think it's really cool. He's ordering for Steinbrenner, George, but he's also hungry too, so he's going to order one for himself.
Of course.
So is he supposed to have lunch with them? Is he going to meet Steinbrenner?
That would be a great...
Steinbrenner, ruining my life.
That would have been great if he had the calzones to be like, so where are we eating? I'm in on this, right?
Well, because of the same way he sat with other bosses before, he's met Lippman, he's met Peter, I was going to say Peterson, he's met Peterman. I could see him sitting in on a lunch and discussing trades with Mr. Steinbrenner.
Oh, and he meets Kruger.
K. Uger, yeah, that's right.
He meets like all the big bosses, you're right. Anyways, Antonio slides, the calzones into the big oven, and Kramer looks and asks a favor. But in the meantime, we cut over to Monks. We wrap up the Elaine storyline here when she stops by and kind of, I guess, runs into Todd. I don't think they were planning to meet.
Nope.
But it's Todd and Nicki having lunch at one of those small tables. And I love the dialogue in this scene.
Hey, Todd.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi.
You know Nicki, right?
Hi, yeah, sure.
Wait, Elaine will settle this. Elaine, what does the M stand for in Richard M. Nixon?
Millhouse?
I told you so. He said it was Mo. You owe me a dinner.
Man, that look on Todd's face as he's like, what are you gonna do?
You're busted. So there it is. There's Todd's motivation coming through. So he is a sleazeball. Mm-hmm. And who would you say is the most famous Millhouse when you think of that name?
I think it begins and ends with Millhouse Van Houten.
That's who I think of now.
I think it's kind of interesting, though, what Nicki is doing. She's kind of getting played, too. Or unless she knows what's going on.
I feel like she's playing the game because she's probably ahead of the curve. She knows of her abilities. Mm-hmm. So maybe she's taking advantage of Todd to get a dinner.
Yeah,
because it feels like they're all putting on appearances like, you owe me a dinner,
Interesting. So who do you think, like, in this game, the big game, who do you think's gonna come out the victor? Is Nicki gonna one up?
Yeah, I think somehow Nicki will be sticking a fork in Todd's forehead or something. But Nicki will come out the victor.
Okay. Well, let's cut over to Paisanos. Kramer's waiting for his order in his tank top, cargo pants, still filled with change, of course.
Your order's ready. 3 calzones. And 1 hot shirt and jacket.
This is all burned up. Look at this.
What the hell do I know about cooking a shirt, huh? 1750 for calzones.
Burnt up.
What the hell is this, pennies? Your penny change?
That's all I got.
Oh, you got to have bills, paper money. You can't pay with this.
Look, I said that's all I got.
Then you got no calzone.
Wait a minute, wait!
Bavillas,
I am without speech right now. Michael, he is so talented at, I don't want to say faking, but doing this dialect of other languages. Hey, baby! Yeah. And the capper is when he turns away and kicks he like lifts his leg up like he's doing a quad stretch, and he kicks the table as he's shoving off.
And he also goes. if someone were to tell me that that's a huge insult in Italy, I've been like, oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it works for Kramer. I buy it.
For sure. God, it's so good. Do you think that there's any real Italian in there, at least on Antonio's part?
Well, for Antonio, I would think yes, but I'll wait for the listeners to write in.
I love the escalation too. From then you got no calzones. Just goes.
Oh, and so remember when Michael got kicked in the head and he picks up the phone, he starts speaking. I don't know if it was Spanish or maybe it was Italian back then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember? But similar, because Michael's so talented.
Yeah, he's great. He's so friggin' talented. And it's not a line that we can really use in real life, but I love Antonio's delivery of, what the hell do I know about cooking a shirt? All right, let's cut over to George's office. Kramer explains everything to a very frantic George. He couldn't get the calzones by paying in change. And Kramer's so frustrated with his burned clothes. They're all full of holes. He takes off his shirt, his jacket, and he tosses them into a wastebasket next to a vent. And George leaves in a panic, planning to hit up this different Italian place instead. And we get a shot of the vent, the wall vent, and then we transition to the vent in Steinbrenner's office.
Hence the smell is wafting over.
Right, and Hungry Stein is on the phone.
That's right. You want me to say it again? I'll say it again. I haven't had a pimple since I was 18, and I don't care if you believe me or not. And how's this? You're fired. Okay, you're not. I'm just a little hungry. I'm sorry. It's Costanza. Where's my calzone? It's 1:15. He's late. Wait a second. I gotta call you back. Oh, that smell. I know that smell. It's in the building. Costanza is in the building, and he's not in this office. He's got the calzone. Costanza! I got to! I'm telling you, Costanza!
This is probably the best of the Steinbrenner lines.
Yes.
In the show. The fact that he fired somebody for not believing he had a pimple. He hasn't had a pimple since he was 15 or 18.
And then he apologizes. I'm sorry. I'm a little hungry.
You think this was Watson he was firing?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Who the hell is Watson? Maybe it's that guy we'll see. It's the guy we'll see next week, maybe. The guy in accounting, or remember where he's like, listen, you were right, I was wrong.
Oh God. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I think it's a different name, but we'll see.
Okay. At the end though, great lines of he's in the building, Costanza's in the building.
And you see Lee Bear doing this great physical bit where he's like trotting out to find him, and he jumps out the door, looks right, and then he scats left. Like a cartoon.
It's great. It's similar to when Newman has to run, and he like runs in place and then zooms off.
Yes, like the cartoon wheel legs are in motion.
The Roadrunner kind of, yeah. Oh boy. Apparently there was some deleted footage that we don't have our hands on of Steinbrenner like on this quest, like running through the halls of the stadium looking for George and the calzones. Such a shame. I could imagine that too. It's like when Kramer was running, out of the Jerry audition to use a bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I could imagine like a long hallway of like Steinbrenner darting from room to room.
I would have liked that.
And then we end the episode with a fantastic scene here, which I would argue might be the best scene of the episode, with Elaine and Jerry just kicking back in the apartment, smoking those stinky cigars.
Stupid cigars. If I didn't send Nicki over to Todd with these things, they never would have gotten together.
These are terrible.
It's like trying to smoke a chicken bone.
What kind of a name is Todd Gack anyway?
I think it's Dutch. Now I gotta get going.
Where are you going?
I promised Nicki I'd walk her dog for her.
She dumped you.
I know, but somehow she explained it to me. I couldn't say no.
Smells like a rubber fire.
What's that?
I said rubber fire.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever end up paying Todd for these things?
Actually, it's being taken care of right now.
Yeah, you Gack?
Yeah?
Yeah, here's your money.
Rubber fire.
What's that?
Rubber fire.
Ah.
Yeah, this I think is probably the most memorable scene of the episode.
And it really has nothing to do with anything other than let's just
It's
wrap
funny.
up. It's very
funny.
But you're just wrapping up some storylines, and yeah, I love this scene so much.
And Jerry got tricked into walking her dog for her. Pretty good. So it looks like Gak ended up burning both of them.
Who's that? Elaine and Jerry?
Jerry with the cigars, and Elaine now with the relationship.
For sure. I mean, he's definitely guilty in the Elaine department. Like, he knew what he was doing, but do you think he knew that these weren't real Cubans?
Well, given he is a sleazeball,
Yeah.
I would say yes.
Right, and he got justice at the end with that big bag of change.
When Jerry says the line, I think it's Dutch, I gotta get going. There's a long pause after that, and you hear somebody laughing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's Jason, off camera, laughing. Because Jason has a very unique laugh as well, just like Glenn Padnick and Larry for that matter.
Can you describe it at all? Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm playing the clip again for our listeners then.
Roll it.
What kind of a name is Todd Gak anyway?
I think it's Dutch.
So that's probably why, like, real life Jerry is trying to hide that smile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like they all get a kick out of watching each other perform. Like, they're very supportive of each other, but here's one of those. Here's an example of that.
What is it about the cigar, too? It just gives people such an arrogant, like, cocky vibe.
And talking with it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like trying to smoke a chicken bone. Yeah, so many great lines in here. And just the image of a Seinfeld character with a cigar. It's something we get roughly every season, but it's a great one. Elaine more than anyone, I think, because she's so small, and that cigar is just so huge.
It really is. It's I'm thinking of that old guy too. Was it Ralph in Del Boca Vista?
They should lock him up.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it wasn't Del Boca Vista.
Oh yeah, it was Pines of Mark.
Pines of Mark Gables. Yeah. I would say Mark Gables. It's
Clark Gables. Yeah, just great scene here, and kind of a nice little, not foreshadowing, but you can connect it when Elaine is the head of the Peterman catalog, and she's smoking that cigar behind his desk.
Oh, I say it's a peach.
What's that?
A peach. Yeah, that's right.
Same thing, right? Rubber fire. In fact, when I posted a photo of Elaine, with the cigar in her mouth in this scene, some people will be like, it's a peach, even though it's not,
nice.
That scene, it all kind of ties together.
Oh, she's a peach.
Mm-hmm. And, one thing on the subject of Elaine here, I'm not sure if she's worn this black leather jacket before, but there's something about her look here and her attitude that makes me think we have met the later Elaine. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely the jet black hair with the curls, the hardcore curls. Yeah, you said leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Just and the attitude.
Yeah, the attitude in this scene feels kind of like that, I don't give a fuck.
Well, because she got screwed over by yet another person.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you say that because when she was on the step looking down at Todd and he was, it's just two people having a nice evening together. Mm-hmm. She kind of like says, okay. And for a moment I saw, there's like that old sweet Elaine who just is very trusting and, but here it's reverted back or she lost her innocence and now is, this is deep for a Seincast episode, but now she's like just, all men are bastards.
Yeah, I think we'll still get some of that older Elaine or old Elaine rather in the upcoming episodes, but I know that in the wait out with like the Lookners, that always felt like the more like cold, calculated Elaine.
Yeah.
And especially her reaction at the hospital and the invitations.
Yeah.
But that's for another time. Let's cut over to George's office for the final scene here. His office, it's a complete mess. Steinbrenner is on his knees, just flinging papers from the desk, digging, looking for that sweet calzone. And George arrives with the food as his boss finds, Kramer's clothes. In fact, Steinbrenner loves the idea of players heating their clothes up in a pizza oven before every game. He thinks, we can keep those muscles loosey-goosey.
Rickstein's on to something. I smell a pendant. This is, I think, a little bit reminiscent of Littman overhearing Kramer's coffee table book idea.
Oh, how's that?
Is there, because like Elaine comes in, Kramer says, "You mind if I put it in my book?" What book? And then once Kramer gives the idea, he's like, that's a great idea. This is stuff you should be coming up with. Mm-hmm. Here, when George tells Big Stein about the idea, he's immediately intrigued. And then, of course, this is what the new direction for the Yankees.
Do you think that Steinbrenner in the show is going to do this?
Why not?
Well, for some reason, I always thought like Steinbrenner had really lost it in this scene more than normal because he's so hungry. And these are just like the rantings of a lunatic, but
perhaps his blood sugar dropped.
I do love the idea of, I don't know, between episodes, George having to work really hard on finding pizza ovens big enough for all the uniforms.
Well, we can go back to, would it be season 5 with the Yankees switching from polyester to cotton?
Oh, and the start of season 6.
It was 6. It wouldn't be the first time that they've done something to change the uniform. So why not try heated uniforms?
That smell like pizza.
Speaking of blood sugar, there was actually an alternate ending filmed. Steinbrenner was going to tell George that the calzones have too much cheese. It's messing with my blood sugar. Look at me. I'm shaking like a fish. I'm off calzones. So George offered to get something else for Steinbrenner, and he says, "No, I'll just have a big salad and clean this mess up."
Big salad?
A big salad, yeah. Would have been cool. A big salad for Big Stein. Would have been a neat little ending and a nice nod to Elaine's big salad.
Yeah, I wonder if big salads are known, by people outside of monks, maybe, or like how did Steinbrenner find out about that?
Yeah.
And I have a note here too. There was another like alternate ending of sorts. We were going to cut over to Jerry would get pulled over by a cop for speeding once again, and since Nicki dumped him, he's like, "Oh God, how can I get out of this?" And he'd like be frantically looking for a photo. Like he'd be talking about how beautiful she is, and he's like, "I've got a photo here somewhere." Doesn't have a photo, and he gets a ticket.
That would have been a good ending too. Good like roll credits kind of scene.
Mm-hmm. I just love the idea of could a photo get him out of that speeding ticket?
Yeah. Well, a photo got George a date with a woman at Brant Leland. Would it be?
Oh yeah, you're right. Good point.
Yeah, so similar to the man hands situation.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, is this episode's a means to an end or more of a blame it on the rain?
Well, I like the title, Blame It on the Rain, more, but...
Of course.
Yeah. Yes, this is definitely a means to an end. I think this is one of the best episodes, actually, season 7. Huge fan of it. I love the George storyline with the tips. That's something that I think most of our listeners, if not all, can relate to. Mm-hmm. I love the term dating loophole. I think that's very, underappreciated, I guess. I don't know. That's just not like it wasn't a part of your Seinfeld lexicon report. Exactly.
They could have probably explored that topic further in subsequent episodes, but they didn't.
Yeah, but I just think that's so clever and so interesting and really helps. Like, even though a lot of the Elaine scenes are kind of the same thing, like, is this a date, isn't it? I think it's just so interesting. It can fill the whole 22 minutes. Mm-hmm. Guest stars are great this week. A lot of Steinbrenner. The Kramer gag with the coins. You were saying how this feels very kind of like borderline wacky. I still feel like we could have seen Kramer's antics in season 4.
Yeah.
It didn't feel too out there for me, but...
Yeah, the more wacky portion was Jerry's storyline with Nicki using a girl to get out of tickets, but...
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you?
I also think this is a means to an end. I thought every main character had really solid material this week. Mm-hmm. It's funny, like... Kramer gave very notable performance physically. Elaine with the scenes with the cigar. Jerry, driving the car, getting pulled over. Like, really solid performances. It's funny, I think George was probably I don't want to say weakest, because he was still strong, but his was everybody else had really bright spots, and George was just kind of par for the course this week. Still solid, but everybody else just shone a little bit brighter. Then you had Newman's wonderful scene, and like you said, the 2 guest actors this week were also very good.
Right.
So I just think it's a solid episode through and through. I don't have anything negative to say about it, but
Yeah, I don't either really. Like, there's no real nitpicks or issues I had. But
I don't think this will crack my top 20.
Ooh.
But feel free to let it crack yours.
Yeah, I do love Jeff Schaffer and Alec Berg scripts. God, honestly, I don't think this is going to crack my top 20 either, but it's really, like, it's right on the line. 21, right behind the showerhead.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of my favorites from season 7. Just won't crack that top 20 this week.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 21st and 22nd episodes, the bottle deposit, and I only have one rule.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Keep your hands off my daughter.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
What kind of pie you cooking?
Huckleberry.